Hello everybody! If you want to read all the stories in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you! Short story 504, The Silent Train, Part 2, Intermediate. Emma stumbled through the rain-soaked field, her breath ragged, the note still clutched in her bag. The storm roared around her, lightning cracking the sky. The train's distant rumble faded, but she didn't dare stop. The man from the carriage could be close, and the thud at the train door haunted her. Was it help or something worse? She spotted a faint light ahead, a small farmhouse nestled in the dark. Her legs burned, but she pushed forward, mud sucking at her shoes. Reaching the door, she pounded on it, her fist trembling. "Please help!" she gasped. The door creaked open, revealing an older woman with wary eyes. "What's wrong?" she asked, peering into the storm. "Someone's after me," Emma said, her voice shaking. "I need a phone." The woman hesitated, then let her in. The house was warm, smelling of wood and tea, but Emma's nerves were electric. She explained quickly, leaving out the note's details. The woman handed her a landline, and Emma dialed her editor, Mark. No answer. She left a frantic voicemail. "Mark, it's Emma. I'm in danger. The note, it's real. I'm at a farmhouse near—" A loud knock interrupted her. The woman froze. "Stay here," she whispered, grabbing a fire poker. Emma's heart raced as the woman opened the door. No one was there. Rain poured in, and a cold draught carried a faint metallic scent. Emma's stomach twisted. She knew that smell. Oil and metal. Like the train. "We need to leave," Emma said, pulling the woman toward the back door. But as they stepped outside, headlights pierced the rain. A black car idled in the distance, its engine low and menacing. The man from the train stood beside it, his silhouette sharp against the lightning. He held something glinting. A gun. "Run!" Emma shouted. They sprinted towards the woods, branches clawing at their clothes. The man's footsteps splashed behind them, steady and unhurried. Emma's mind raced. The note had mentioned a code, E17. She hadn't understood it before, but now it clicked. Vance's project was rumoured to be a weapon, something governments would kill for. The note was the key to finding it. They reached a clearing where an old barn stood, half collapsed. Emma pulled the woman inside, barricading the door with a rusty shovel. "Who is he?" the woman whispered, her voice trembling. "I don't know," Emma lied, her mind on the note. She had to destroy it before he got it. But as she reached into her bag, the door shuddered. The man was there. "Emma!" his voice called, eerily calm. "Give me the note, and I'll let you live." She tore the note into pieces, scattering them into the muddy floor. "It's gone!" she shouted, hoping to stall him. The woman's eyes widened, but she nodded, understanding. The door splintered. The man stepped in, rain dripping from his coat. His gun gleamed, but before he could speak, a siren wailed nearby. Red and blue lights flashed through the barn's cracks. The woman had pressed a silent alarm when Emma arrived. The man cursed, his eyes darting to the approaching police cars. He lunged for Emma, but she swung the shovel, catching his arm. He staggered, and the woman tackled him, pinning him down. Emma grabbed the gun, her hands shaking but steady enough. The police burst in, shouting orders. The man was cuffed, his cold eyes locked on Emma. "You've no idea what you've done," he hissed as they dragged him away. Later at the station, Emma learned the truth. The man was a government agent sent to retrieve Vance's note. The scientist was alive, hidden, and the note's code led to his location. Emma's story broke the next day, exposing the project. She was safe, but the truth came at a cost. She'd never board a midnight train again. Vocabulary notes. Ragged. Adjective. Definition. Uneven, irregular, or rough, often describing breathing or something worn out. Can imply exhaustion or distress. Example, Emma stumbled through the rain-soaked field, her breath ragged, the notes still clutched in her bag. Context explanation. Emma's ragged breath highlights her physical exhaustion and fear as she flees through the stormy field, adding to the story's tension. New example sentence. After running from the fire, his ragged breathing echoed in the quiet street. Similar words. Gasping. Breathing with difficulty, often in short, sharp bursts. E.g., she was gasping for air after swimming underwater. Panting. Breathing quickly and heavily, usually due to exertion. E.g., the dog was panting after chasing the ball. Wheezing. Breathing with a whistling sound, often due to illness or strain. E.g., he was wheezing after climbing the steep hill. Wary, adjective, definition, cautious or suspicious, showing careful attention to possible danger. Example, the door creaked open, revealing an older woman with wary eyes. Context explanation. The woman's wary eyes show her caution and suspicion when a stranger, Emma, appears at her door, enhancing the suspenseful atmosphere. New example sentence. The hiker was wary of the dark cave, unsure if it was safe to enter. Similar words. Cautious, careful to avoid risks or danger. E.g., she was cautious when crossing the icy road. Suspicious, doubting or questioning something, often with mistrust. E.g., he was suspicious of the stranger's intentions. Guarded, reserved or careful, especially in speech or actions. E.g., her guarded response made him curious. Menacing, adjective, definition, threatening or suggesting danger, often in an intimidating way. Example, a black car idled in the distance, its engine low and menacing. Context explanation. The car's menacing presence increases the sense of danger, as its quiet idling suggests a lurking threat in the stormy night. New example sentence. The shadowy figure in the alley had a menacing smile that made her uneasy. Similar words. Threatening, indicating possible harm or danger. E.g., the dark clouds were threatening rain. Sinister, suggesting evil or danger, often with a creepy undertone. E.g., his sinister laugh sent chills down her spine. Ominous, giving a sense of impending trouble or evil. E.g., the ominous silence in the house worried her. Barricading, verb, present participle used as a verb in the story. Definition, to block or secure an entrance to prevent entry, often for protection. Example, Emma pulled the woman inside, barricading the door with a rusty shovel. Context explanation. Emma's act of barricading the barn door shows her desperate attempt to protect herself and the woman from the pursuing man, heightening the story's intensity. New example sentence. They were barricading the windows with boards before the storm hit. Similar words. Blocking, to obstruct or close off an entrance or path. E.g., he was blocking the doorway with a chair. Sealing, to close something tightly, often to prevent entry or escape. E.g., she was sealing the room to keep the cold out. Fortifying, to strengthen or secure, often against attack. E.g., they were fortifying the gate with heavy stones. Splintered, verb, past tense of splinter. Definition, to break or split into small, sharp pieces, often describing wood or something breaking violently. Example, the door splintered, the man stepped in, rain dripping from his coat. Context explanation. The splintering door signals the man's forceful entry, escalating the danger and creating a dramatic moment in the story. New example sentence. The old chair splintered when he sat on it too heavily. Similar words. Shattered, to break into many pieces, often suddenly or violently. E.g., the glass shattered when it hit the floor. Cracked, to break partially, often with visible lines or splits. e.g. the mirror cracked after the fall. Fractured, to break or split, often used for bones or hard surfaces, e.g. the ice fractured under their weight. Wailed, verb, past tense of wail. Definition: to make a loud, mournful or prolonged sound, often associated with distress or emergency, e.g. sirens. Example: his gun gleamed, but before he could speak, a siren wailed nearby. Context explanation: the wailing siren introduces hope and a shift in the story as it signals the police's arrival, interrupting the man's threat. New example sentence: the ambulance wailed as it sped through the city streets. Similar words: blared, to make a loud, harsh sound, often mechanical or electronic, e.g. the alarm blared in the middle of the night. Screamed, to make a loud, high-pitched sound, often from pain or fear, e.g. she screamed when she saw the spider. Howled, to make a long, loud sound, often like an animal or wind, e.g. the wind howled through the trees. Story written by Grok 3 AI. Image created by Grok 3 AI. To read all the stories in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you.